Hi, we're just going to walk through the Data Attack Surface Manager integration with Tenable Vulnerability Management. This is the module that is part of Tenable One. So we're looking at the main console, and here we can see a list of assets. And what's unique about this integration is it's enriching the data that's available within Vulnerability Management module to include the data threat risk. This is the risk calculated by Data Attack Surface Manager that is using various inputs, including the scan reports from TVM, the user behavior, user permissions, the data sensitivity that's through classification, and many other factors are used to calculate the data attack surface category risk. Those are applied as tags to assets, and we'll walk through the power of enriching the TVM data with data risk and how that can be leveraged. So this is the asset view. Let's take a look at the tags themselves. And that is here. So here we have the different levels of data risk. So from low up to high. These are dynamically generated by the AI model in Data Attack Surface Manager. And we will apply these tags dynamically to the user and host combination or asset combination. And that will be reflected here. You can see we've got two assets with this label and two with this label. So how does this get leveraged? Well, the first way is once we've tagged an asset, we can now schedule scans based on data threat risk. And this will be another area of integration between Data Attack Surface Manager and TVM, where we'll dynamically create accelerated schedules based on tags. Those tags will be applied or removed based on the threat level of that host. It's a continuous process. So we're constantly evaluating the threat risk of users, assets, and data and updating TVM. So how would we configure that? So high risk data assets. So I create scan name, and I won't go through everything here, but just to show how this would work. I want to scan all of my high assets that are detected by Attack Surface Manager. And I'm going to set a schedule. I'm going to do it daily and repeat and there's a frequency. And so I would set this up. And once that's set up, it's a one-time configuration. And now as the tags are applied, those hosts will get automatically scanned. I could do the same thing for high and medium high and set up different schedules for the different risk sensitivities in my environment. This will also be automated by DASM. We'll create default schedules that can be edited later. So what else can we do with tags? So if we take a look at, where are we here? Reporting. How do you have a KPI or key performance indicator on the data security posture being improved by prioritizing patches on high risk data hosts? Well, this is how you would create a report. Back here, edit. I've selected the executive summary report, but if we scroll down, we can see the various options I could set up, but I'm going to edit the filter. And here again, we see select tags. So I can customize this for one category or multiple. I've selected two, high and medium high. I can set this up and run this on a schedule and track over time how my remediation efforts are improving my data security posture. So when we talk about remediation, we can now move over to remediation projects. So if I click in here, I click here. What I've done is I've set up a project. Again, I'm using tags is equal to medium high. And my goal is to remediate this list within 30 days. So I've got 51 findings. You would need to remediate, and this should be 0. And I could, of course, set up multiple projects and track different risk categories with different timelines and issue patch requests and measure my effectiveness and click through into findings. So I can also configure remediation goals. This is for tracking the effectiveness or the execution of my patch infrastructure. And you can see here, I've set one up again on a tag, medium high. My goal was to remediate within 35 days. Did not meet this goal because obviously I've got 51 findings. So this integration allows the Superna Data Attack Surface Manager to dynamically um, update TVM with the current risk level that's visible in the environment, touching business critical data and allowing the patch remediation vulnerability to be tracked, goals set, and automate the reporting and automate the remediation and scanning intervals. And it's a feedback loop because DASM will leverage the scan reports that are created to reevaluate the threat level. So if there's patching going on in the infrastructure, then the threat level will change dynamically because we're constantly pulling in the latest scan reports and rerunning the AI model to see what the risk score is. And if it changes, then over time, you should see that the risk level of your data infrastructure is minimized. And that is the whole point of a CTEM architecture or a continuous threat evaluation management framework solution. Thanks for watching.